You suck at bug bounties, but that's okay. I do too, and we're gonna get through this together. Roll my intro. So last week, I decided to tackle bug bounties, and I want to share my process on what I did.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Okay, so I lied just a bit. I didn't actually do bug bounties, I did vulnerability disclosure programs. So you're probably wondering, what's the difference? Well, bug bounties and VDPs are similar, but different at the same time. With bug bounties, when you find a bug, depending on the severity, that's how much you get paid. But there's also a downside with bug bounties. Unless you're one of the first few people that are actively working on this new engagement, you're not gonna find much, if anything at all. Now, VDPs, those are what I recommend for people starting out in the bug bounty space. You're still looking for bugs just like you would in a normal bug bounty, but the only difference is they're not paying you. However, the reason why I say VDPs are good for beginners is because you're more experienced bug bounty hunters, they're not looking at VDPs. So what does this mean for you and I? This means we get to practice our skills in a real live active environment. So before we even start with anything, we need to understand what we're looking for. And in order to do that, I recommend the book Bug Bounty Bootcamp by Vicky Lee. This is a must-have if you're starting out in VDPs or the bug bounty space. This book walks you through techniques that are used in real engagements to find bugs. If anything, the best advice I can give you is buy this book, read it cover to cover, and practice, practice, practice. Let's say you just finished the chapter on iDoors. You understand how they work, what they do, but can you actually exploit it? This is where platforms like OWASP Juice Shop and Portswigger comes into play. These platforms allow you to practice what you learn in a safe environment. Whenever I learned a new skill from this book, I would go ahead, log into one of the two, and start practicing that skill. Understand what to look for, how to exploit it, things of that nature. So in our scenario, let's say we're doing a VDP. We need to pick a platform, one that offers both bug bounties and VDPs. Most of the big ones do. Popular platforms include HackerOne, BugCrowd, Yes We Hack, and a whole bunch more. Now that we've picked our platform, we need to pick our target. When looking for a target, make sure you see that it has the safe harbor policy. What that means is as long as you're acting in good faith and you're not doing anything malicious, you're protected legally. Now keep in mind, just because it has safe harbor, that doesn't give you free reign to do whatever you want. The next step we need to look at is our scope. The scope is telling us what we can and cannot test, as well as how can we test it. For example, a company may say everything on example.com is in scope except for something like cross-site scripting. Every company's different, just make sure you look at that scope as you're assessing, is this the right target for me? So let's recap. We're doing a VDP, we have our platform, we have our target, and now we understand what's in and out of scope. Next is the most important step with anything, recon. Recon is exactly what it sounds like. You're collecting information. You're looking for subdomains, login portals, anything that provides user input. Those are the big targets, in my opinion, you need to look out for. Also, if you see something interesting during your recon phase, definitely make note of it so you can come back to it later. Now there are plenty of tools to help us out with this recon phase. We have a Mass, SubFinder, those are two that come to mind right off the bat, and you also have Old Faithful, Google Dorking. With this recon phase, if you don't know how to use any of those tools, at the very least, make sure you have Google Dorking in your toolbox. Now, I know we're all very skeptical when it comes to AI, but AI can help us in this case. Is it going to actually do the bug bounty itself for you? No, it's not. But what it can do is it can help you organize all those notes that you took during your recon phase. Alright, so let's say we found a potential foothold, a login portal. What do we do next? What I did on my engagement, I would go ahead and look at the source code of a particular website that I'm testing. That way, who knows, maybe it will give me some worthwhile clues where I can focus my efforts on. Then next what I did was I made a list of all the different attack methods that I know that might work on this particular website. And once I had my list, I started going one by one with each attack. Is this website vulnerable to this attack? No. Is it vulnerable to this attack? No. And I just kept going and going and going. This is the part that's going to take a lot of time. Another recommendation, get very comfortable with using Burp Suite. I cannot stress that enough. You two are going to be the best of friends.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yup!
I used the community edition. It worked fine for me, but if you have the paid edition, let us know down in the comments how that's working for you and what other features you get, seeing how you're paying for it. Fast forward, congratulations, you found your bug. What's next? Report. The goal of your report is to make it easy and understandable. Triage teams probably see 1,000 of these a day, so make your report simple and straight to the point. Trust me, the triage team will love it. If there are any triage teams down below, let us know in the comments what's a perfect report to you guys. So your report should include the following: a title, a summary of what you found, a security assessment, meaning, hey, this bug is low, medium, or high, or critical, step-by-step instructions on how to reproduce the bug with screenshots, of course, the impact of the bug and possible attack scenarios, and finally, any mitigation advice you can give them. Once your report is done, go ahead and submit it, but above all else, keep it professional. This is your first interaction with this company. Make it good. First impressions are everything. And who knows, they might offer you a job or an invite to a private bug bounty program. Like I said, this is your first interaction. First impressions are everything. So there you go. That's what I did for my first VDP. Now I'm sure you're all wondering, did they accept my vulnerability? I have no idea. As of time of recording, it still hasn't been looked at, so I'm manifesting it. I'm gonna say that they accepted it. So yeah guys, that's what I did for my VDP. Down in the comments below, share your bug bounty tips. Let us know what you've learned, what works, what doesn't work. And like always, thanks for sticking with me, and I'll see you on the next one.